Hey gang, AV here, and welcome to my review for the Marauders World War II German Army MP44 gunner in the late war uniform. And here he is. Quick look of detail on this guy. Very cool. Let's have a quick look at the accessories I do not have equipped on them, because as I've said in previous videos, these figures are modular in design, so that you can actually pick and choose what accessories you have loaded onto the figure. You can actually load them up completely with just about everything he comes with, except for the extra belt and helmet maybe, or you could have them a little bit more lightly equipped. Maybe he left his stuff back at camp or whatever. But anyhow, let's have a look at the stuff I don't currently have on the figure. His entrenching tool or shovel. As you can see, it has a peg hole here. And you use that to peg into his harness or his belt. As you can see, the belt itself has 6 holes, which you can actually peg his different accessories into, and they're pretty firm in there. The belt and the harness are pretty much interchangeable. You can't really have both on together. It gets a little too bulky, but you know. Here's his backpack, which has pretty much the standard back peg for most modern figures these days. It also has 3 peg holes in it, so that you can peg other accessories like his raincoat, which is what I believe this is. Very nice camo detail on it with the 2 metal straps. And this has a peg hole, and you can peg it in right like this. Just like that. He also has what I've been referring to as the fanny pack. I'm not entirely sure what this is, but it clicks onto the back of his belt or harness right near his backside. And this, too, also has 2 peg holes for you to peg on other equipment, like what I believe is his rations can. Now, I'm no expert. I was not in the military, let alone the German military in World War II, so I don't know exactly what this stuff is. I'm not a historian either. I know I've seen a lot of this stuff in documentaries equipped on the figures, but you have to give me a little slack here, because I'm no expert. And if you know what this stuff is, feel free to put it in the comments section so that everybody else can know too. All right, he comes with 2 helmets. This one, they're pretty much the same helmet, except for one little detail. This one actually has a strap painted in black along the brim there. But otherwise, they are the same helmets. They have the same molded like rivet detail on the 2 sides and one in the back. Same basic shape. There's no detail on the inside, just these 2 nubs that help it stay on the head. Otherwise, they're identical, except for that strap. So let's have a look at the figure himself. And like I said earlier, this is his MP44, I believe it was. Whoops. His ammo thing fell off. Yep, the MP44. Had to look at my notes for a second. Very nice detail on this weapon. And as you see, it fit in his hand very well. He even has the trigger finger, which does go into the trigger guard, which is awesome. This fell off of the figure as I removed the weapon. That's a common thing. You can actually use a little bit of Elmer's glue on the peg. Put it in there, it'll dry clear. It's not permanent, it doesn't damage the plastic, and it just gives it a little bit extra staying power. This and the other one here these are his ammo pouches for his weapon. And Marauder is very good about these figures. When they equipped it with a certain weapon, they give you the corresponding ammo pouches to go with it. So it will look legitimate when you put it up on the shelf, which is a great touch. He also has his knife, which is pretty standard for the German figures. Comes in a black sheath. The knife itself fits in there very snug, but easily removable, as you just saw. Fully painted. Even the handle with the rivet details. Very nice. Fits in there snug. Does not come out. He has this, which if you've watched my other videos, I don't know what it is. It's a canister. If you know what it is, feel free to comment down below. I don't mind. This is also his canteen, which is very nicely detailed and painted. And last but not least, he does come with a figure base, which is very cool. Let's have a look at his articulation. His head is on a ball joint, so it does a full 360. He has side tilt about that far and about that far. You can look down, kind of, and up, maybe. Not much there, unfortunately. Shoulder does a full 360 and goes out with the hinge. Elbow, same thing, except for the molded on elbow here prevents it from doing a full 360. He does bend about 90 degrees. Wrist rotates 360. And it does have the hinge, which goes up and down to help him hold his weapons. It is slightly hindered by his sleeve, but not too much on this particular figure. He has a ball joint at the waist, which gives him a good range of motion there. And it's also where you pop the figure apart to help you put his harness on, as well as his belt if you so choose. His legs do a full split almost. Not too bad. He can do the can about that far. His knees are on a double joint, so you can actually bring his heel back pretty far. His ankles swivel full 360 degrees and tilt forward, and they tilt back about that far. Good articulation on these guys. Let's have a closer look at his sculpt. Again, nicely detailed. Get him back on his base. Helmet on. Let's do a size comparison now with the General Patton from either 21st Century Soldiers or Forces of Valor. Don't remember. Here he is with the Indiana Jones era German soldier. As you can see, both him and Patton are slightly shorter than the Marauders figure. A generic green shirt G.I. Joe figure, who's close in size. Close in size. I mean, that's a little believable. Yeah. Here he is next to a Golden Age Captain America from Marvel Universe line. Scales very well with him. Here he is next to a Matt Smith version of Doctor Who. And it's unfortunate that he's just way too small. And last but not least, here is a Vitruvian Hacks, Boss Fight Studios Vitruvian Hacks Asperity Knight. And they scale quite well together. So there you have it. This has been my review for the Marauders World War II MP44 German Army gunner. I said that a little backwards, but you get the idea. In the late war uniform. If you like this video, check out my channel. If you like what you see there, then please subscribe. As always, thanks for watching, and these figures should be available very soon on the Marauders website. All right, take care.